The big news of the week this week has been the farmers' strikes. Now, bear with me, I know it might not sound like that has anything to do with a snow forecast and snow report, but it is vitally important. So the farmers have been striking across France for over a week now, and luckily it didn't affect us in Haute-Savoie last weekend. It did affect some resorts further south, such as in the Tarentaise, but we got off fairly lightly. But they did, however, choose to strike here on Monday and Tuesday. The final bit of big news is the moment that many of you have been waiting for. The new gondola at Montenver's Mer de Glace opens today, Saturday the 2nd, 3rd, whatever it is, 3rd, 4th of February. This is only a partial opening. As I've shown you in previous videos, it's far from being finished yet. So it's not actually open to members of the public. Tourists can't go up and down, there's no ice caves to visit, but it is open for alpinists heading down onto the Mer de Glace between 10:30 and 11:30 AM every day. And it's open for anyone skiing the Vallée Blanche to get back up again at the end of the day between 10:30ish and 4ish. So yeah, finally, if you are skiing the Vallée Blanche, there's no more heinous trek up the endless stairs and then the long slog up where the old gondola used to be. So there'll still be a short little walk up to the gondola, but yeah, it'll be much more pleasant doing the Vallée Blanche from now on in, which is great news. So what about those all-important snow conditions? Well, in all honesty, not a huge amount has changed since this time last week, other than the continued steady decline of the snow. So it's pretty much been hot and sunny all week. Although I expect the avalanche situation to have stabilised since last week, as most of the sloughs that were going to go down have already gone down by now. So still be aware that there is the risk of wet slides and full depth avalanches, but yeah, it's definitely decreased a little bit since last week. And then snow loss, of course, up on the mountain, it is slow even though it's warm, because unless it's raining, snow tends to hang around up on the mountain. But yeah, low down in the valley there's very little left now, and lower slopes have really suffered already. So I haven't been out on the slopes personally myself at all this week for a combination of illness and fatigue, and just quite simply, when the snow conditions are like this, as a local there's really no point skiing. We'll leave the piece to the tourists, and yeah, let you have the fun. But I did, however, go for my first summer alpine climb of the season. So yesterday I was up at the Marbreeze doing the classic easy mid-grade alpine traverse, which is accessed from Heilbronner on the Skyway, and yeah, pretty much early summer alpine conditions at the moment. So in terms of climbing, conditions are great. I mean, the weather was actually not as good as I was hoping yesterday. It was quite windy and quite cold, but even so, the snow conditions are good, the rock is stable. It's actually a really good time of year to go alpine climbing, because much quieter, and with good snow cover, most of the routes are a lot safer. So you don't need skis or even snowshoes at the moment to be able to access the likes of the Marbreeze Traverse, or indeed the classic Cosmic Arête and Arête Lawrence on the Aiguille de Midi side. Just crampons is all you need. Of course, make sure you rope up. You are still on glacier, it's still dangerous, but the snow's firm, the snow is stable, and yeah, it's really easy going on foot at the moment. So like I say, it feels like early summer conditions. So yeah, the Marbreeze itself has seen lots of action this last week, as has the Cosmic Arête and the Arête Lawrence. I don't know about the Pointe Nationale, but I'm sure that's possible too. And indeed, also, a lot of the goulots are in okay condition as well. So a lot of the like the low, mid-grade, easy mixed ice routes on the east face of the Mont Blanc to Tackle and Pointe Nationale, they've been seeing action, as well as many of the routes down on the north side of the Aiguille de Midi, Le Plan de l'Aiguille. So yeah, pretty good conditions for mixed and for easy alpine at the moment, even if the conditions for skiing are pretty terrible. There is still plenty of water ice to be found at mid-mountain as well, such as the Rive Gauche de Glacier d'Argentière, but in these temperatures it's really not wise to be climbing it. But if you happen to get here on a slightly colder day, then yeah, there's good water ice to be found up at mid-mountain too. But as I said before, in the lower valley there's absolutely nothing. So, is there an end in sight to this crazy spring-like weather that we've been having for this last week or more? Sadly not at the moment. The forecast is still pretty much sunny, warm, high pressure. The occasional weak front passes through, it gets a bit cloudy, a few snowflakes, a bit of drizzle. There's still no meaningful precipitation in the forecast, and certainly no decent cold weather, winter weather on its way, unfortunately. So yeah, I know I said every weekend in February it's going to dump with snow. One down so far, I was wrong for this one. Doesn't look like it's going to dump in snow next weekend either, but yeah, keep your fingers crossed for the end of February. There's still 2 more weekends for it to cause absolute chaos, so yeah. I expect at some point we will get a big dump of snow, just sadly not yet.